Hey guys, welcome to the sweaty saloon of stormy swamps of Ohio.
Ohio.
Welcome Bolt here with a summary of the Nancy Drew Ghost of Moon Lake. Not at Moon Lake, at Ghost Dogs at Moon Lake is what I was calling it for the longest time. But anyways, yes, of Moon Lake. Well, why are we here to suffer? Anyways, so basically doing a summary real quick. Oh, I'm so sticky and sweaty. So basically, just to go over a quick, I'm trying to remember what it is. Basically, Nancy gets invited to help a friend. I think her name was Emily. She bought a house on a lake that used to belong to a crime. I'm trying to remember what he would be called. Basically, he had a speakeasy, and he had drugs. He stole money, and he also laundered money. And basically, I think I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something house. But anyways, this crime lord basically had 4 dogs, and the dogs were so loyal that the whole concept is that these dogs are gonna come out at night and attack whomever owns the new house. Malone, that was his name, is Malone. And basically, if he or she doesn't want to do it, they must leave. Leave. So, what are we to do about this situation? Else we call Nancy Drew to figure out every little piece of the puzzle. And what is the puzzle? Basically, she comes in, the friend is gone because she got spooked away. She sees the ghost dogs. They're making too much physical contact. All it is dogs with glowing eyes. And when you go out, there's paw prints everywhere. No ghost is going to leave paw prints. Anyways, basically, like right off the board, we're introduced to a good concept, but immediately it's like these are just dogs that have been given the ability to have a diet that makes their eyes glow green. So what in the world is happening? Huh? Why is it like this? I have no idea. I know she was the person ended up giving him some kind of food that would have given him better eyesight in the dark. But anyways, Nancy has to go looking for clues. The only clues she can get to are a ranger station or a like M's Emporium, which is just like a bunch of like bait and like things she found on the shore of where Malone's like stuff was just dropped in that little lake. So why in the world is it like this? Why is everything legendary power with you? Let me do this real quick. So basically she needs to get the boat running. Guess what? The boat's full of water and is missing some spark plugs, and the spark plugs are torqued wrong. So there's a bunch of stuff. So one, you got to find a bucket, bail out the boat, find a screwdriver. You could use that to work the screws, but get the spark plugs. But you need spark plugs. Hey, guess what? The night when you seen those ghost dogs, guess who you met? Some bird watcher that is on private property looking for birds. And anyways, you go find him, ask for some spark plugs, He'll give you some spark plugs, but in the meanwhile, you have to take some photos of some birds he has yet to find. And guess what? He has the exact number of spark plugs that you needed. So suspect number 1 has the spark plugs that sabotaged you. Then you put them into the boat, torque them, and you can go to the places. You can go into a little piece of woods that goes to a cemetery where like Malone and his dogs were buried apparently. But anyways, I'm trying to remember what it was. Red Knot is the bird watcher. Basically, you have to go looking for some birds, but you don't have the good equipment. So he tells you you're going to need some camo gear from M's Emporium. You go to M's Emporium for some sandpaper that's needed for a puzzle and for this camo armor. She doesn't have sandpaper. The bird watcher does, so that's how you get sandpaper. Then you go and get what is it called? You can get that camo gear if you go hunt some bait bugs down for M, and you just go during the morning and day to get those. Then you can return her to those, get the fake camo gear, go get the bird watching stuff, and then the only one you're missing is a hawk. You can go Red Knot. Red Knot tells you, hey, there's this thing. Go look to this tree that you normally goes around. You go to the tree. Guess what? The tree is a stump. But guess what? The hawk's on your house. Well, your friend's house. And you turn around, and guess what? It's on a speaker that's probably giving out those ghostly owls for the dogs. Oh, whoopity-whoop. And you're knocked out, and you put it in a shed, and it's on fire. And guess who has those gas cans? It was Red Knot all along. No, it wasn't. Guess what? He's your worst suspect because he's given too much evidence at this point. But he had some gas canisters that were emptied, and that's a way of showing you that he wasn't the suspect because he thought he had spare gas, and he didn't because the gas got used up to burn the shed that you were in. Anyways. You give him back his camera with all the pictures. Then you can go all the way to the ranger station. He gives you some history of the old days back when there was Easy Speaks and all that, the roaring 20s. And guess what? He finds out that there was this, I'm trying to remember. So he gives you some tasks. You learn some history about Malone and the fact that there was this cop, this investigator, like Waldo, that was just like was getting on his case. He knew about the drugs and the alcohol, but he didn't know how to prosecute him. Malone kept getting away with it. But guess what? He got caught monthly not doing his taxes, so he ran down and went to prison. And all of a sudden he had he was poisoned or he just died imprisoned. Then you go back to the house, do a few puzzles, do a few things. You board up this like weak spot in the floor and you do the dog positionings where you had that sandpaper needed. You can go into a basement that leads to a furnace room. And guess what? The furnace room has a bunch of photos and some newspaper clippings. One that mentions a person named William, I believe it was, who has the same last name as the Ranger. So you ask the Ranger, he says nothing about it. There's a picture you can find. You throw it towards the Ranger. He'll go look it up for you within a day or two. He can find out that it's a woman that used to date Malone, and she goes by a different name. He gives you the phone number. You talk to her. She's this cranky old lady that's like, I have an old friend to talk to. I'm going to have to get off here soon, but what do you need, lass? Oh, you're talking about my old love back in the 20s? Oh, I got you. And basically just explains the whole thing of just like, there's a safe in the house that, Willie would have put a very bad date in it, like to break a jinx. So that there's a safe in the furnace room that you can put in when Malone was arrested. Or when he died. I forgot which one it was, but one of the two, you put it in, it opens it up. You have to take some gloves and a mask because there's probably asbestos or something in there. Pick it out. It's a diary of Willie, who has the son named Joe, and he's trying to letter Malone. And he's also looking for some gold that Malone hid within the house and the graveyard. He also has it along his Easy Speak. That old lady says that about the Easy Speak, she has a key. If you mail her the photo, she'll send you the key. You take the key, you go to the grave of Waldo, which was the one who arrested Malone. You put the key in, you change it to Baldo, and it opens a secret path. Guess what? Your battery for your flashlight dies. Gotta go back to M. Do a task about some soda turning into a goldfish. Here's your battery. You can go down there now. Guess what? You find the Easy Speak. You gotta do this whole thing where you find the pictures of the dogs that are in a certain color. You find this roulette wheel. You put that up. There's a button. You open these like bottle tap, these beer taps that are over by the beer counter. You pull those down until you get it's like pull one of them down, it gives you a rotation number. It's like the weirdest rotation, but basically your whole objective is to turn the letter on it into the initial of the dog that is the color of that tap, and it unlocks a secret passage in the hall you found, and blah blah blah. Oh, and before I continue, that Joe, the son of Willie, is actually the father of the park ranger. So basically, it's William is the grandfather, Joe is the father who was the old park ranger, and now there's this new guy, and they're very strict, that's it. And basically, Joe worked his tail off to get away from his father, who was a crazy kook looking for some gold, and a guy who was known for crimes and like the right-hand man of Malone. Anyways, so that's the whole thing about that. You go down, there's a few more puzzles you gotta deal with. There's a map that basically is like, hey, this is where the Malone dog used to go and play and be around. You find the pictures, you get to mark where they used to be friends with, and guess what? The map's actually the property of Malone that you've been staying at. And you just put where the dogs were, and you go to this tiling that matches it. You press where the tiles where the letters are, and it opens up a secret passage. But guess what? At the end of that passage, it's locked. But guess what? You can go around. There's another path to the right that takes you to where the dogs are hidden in a secret cavern. You find their diet. You find all these traps. You find the diary of the culprit. You find the key to the locked door. Cha-cha. Open it. There's this weird hole. Put a wheel on the thing. Put a screwdriver in. You get to turn it. It opens. It takes down water pressure. You're able to go down into this little thing where you find the gold. But guess what? Spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is M. The bird watcher was too easy to guess, and even though he has connections, he worries too much about the park. So it's M. M is basically the whole problem with M is that she was scraping at the bottom of the lake, for jewelry and other stuff that the crooks tossed in the lake or were too drunk and they dropped it in. So gold and pearls and all that other stuff she found in there. But eventually, because it's a park, they made it illegal to go treasure hunting in the lake. So the only legal way is to find this whole gold stash and claim it as her own. So you gotta go through this little, you gotta close the door, go through the little trap door, get behind her, close the door on her, get up, back up, turn the vault closed, and police find her, and blah 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 blah. Basically, the gold is stolen from a bank or something like that. Basically, like the haunted message in a haunted mansion. So basically, no one can claim it except for the bank that it was stolen from. Probably Sally or Emily got a piece of it because it was her property, but M goes to jail because there's all these reporters. The bird watcher gets scared off, but the ranger gets to put a ticket because guess what? These people are parking illegally, so he gets to ticket them. And then M or whomever the friend is, Sally McDonald. That's her name, Sally. She basically adopts the dogs in the end because they're adorable. The end. So basically, just like Gold the Digger got pissed off because she got hit with a thing of cease and desist. Then she goes on this whole treasure hunt about a thug's treasure. And then, tries to scare and kill off this other person, which I'm sorry, but one of the things is that you have to fix up the house and all that. You have to test the water, and the water has arsenic in it. I'm sorry, but like one of the first things that's told to do to make sure it's fine is test the water. And the fact that there's arsenic in the water, one, that's just someone trying to kill you right off, and two, that's the dumbest thing, to try to kill someone when they have to test water in the first place. Maybe after you figure out, hey, did you test that water? Oh yeah, I tested it yesterday. All right, I'll see you later. Sneak over and then kill them. Don't put it before you even knew that they have to test it, because now you're caught red-handed and now you have attempt at murder on your hands. So not only were you trying to you got on private property, you tried to assault someone, you're over here doing against the new park rule where you're trying to treasure dig, and you're also got attempt at murder. Huge case against you. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. This is mystery number 7, by the way.